Hello future CAs, welcome back to my channel again. Your one-stop guide for everything related to the CA course. Previously I had made a demo video on how to fill the e-diary. If you have not yet watched the video, I have given the link in the description below. You can watch it from there. Also, many students had different types of queries relating to the e-diary. So recently the ICAI has conducted a webinar in which they have addressed all the queries and provided solution to all the problems faced by the students. So in this video, I have summarized the key points from that webinar. So please stay tuned with me till the end so that you can get your queries relating to the e-diary resolved. And also if you want to know whom you have to contact if you face any problem relating to the e-diary. That also you will get to know in this video. Guys, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you can get CA related updates, tips and strategies. So first, many students had query whether client name has to be written on the e-diary. So it was clarified that client name is not required to be mentioned anywhere in the e-diary. Only what work you have done you have to mention. Like whether you have filed GST return or whether you worked on ITR or whether you worked on tax audit or stat audit. Just you have to write as to what type of work you did. There is no need to write the client name in the e-diary. The next query was students had a doubt whether the e-diary has to be like filled on a daily basis or they have to fill it at the end of the fortnight itself. So for this they had mentioned that on a daily basis you can fill the e-diary and there is an option as save. So you can click on save and you can keep it. And then at the end of the fortnight, that is suppose you are filling for F1. Suppose you are filling for January month F1, that is 1st January to 15 January. So on daily basis you will be filling the e-diary. So on 1st Jan you will fill and you will click on save. On 2nd Jan also you will fill and click on save and so on. Then on 15 Jan finally you will fill the info of 15 January and then you can submit the e-diary. So on daily basis you can fill the e-diary and you can save and keep it so that at the end of the fortnight it will be easy for you to submit. And also one more thing mentioned was like every day whatever entries you fill, finally when you are submitting it, there is an option to edit or delete the information. So suppose after the fortnight you are submitting the e-diary for F1, that is 1st January to 15 January and you want to edit the data of 1st January, that you can do it. So before submitting the e-diary is editable. And also as of now there is no penalty for not filing e-diary, but later on they may implement penalty also. So it's better to fill e-diary on a regular basis. And some students had query relating to stipend also as to when they can fill the stipend details. You will be able to fill the stipend detail in F1 of the stipend received in the previous month. So for example, if you started your articleship on 16 January, this is just an example, and you receive your stipend on 31st January. Then while filing your e-diary for F1 of February month, that time you will have to mention the stipend details of the stipend received of the previous month, that is Jan month. So this way the stipend details has to be filled. So previously in the demo video which I had made, I have shown that also in detail. So you can watch that also. And this e-diary has to be submitted in 2 fortnights. That is for every month from the 1st of the month to 15th of the month is called F1. That is the first fortnight of the month. And then from 16th of that particular month to the last day of the month. That is the second fortnight and this will be called as F2. And next some students had raised a query. So what happened was they had saved the e-diary on a daily basis. But at the end of the fortnight when they went to submit it, whatever data they had filled, everything had got erased. So previously some error was occurring in this software, but now this has been resolved. So now this error is rectified and you can save the data on daily basis, and once the fortnight ends you can submit the e-diary. So this error has been rectified now. So now on you should not get this error. And also some students asked query as to if they do not fill any e-diary, what will happen? Suppose for one fortnight they did not fill the e-diary. So what are the consequences of that? So for this it was mentioned that if you miss submitting e-diary for a fortnight, it will be auto-submitted by the system. And this period will be counted as leave in the system. And also many students had messaged me also telling that they missed filing the e-diary, and because of that they have got message from ICAI, that is the system generated message, stating that this has been auto counted as leave. So for this also one solution has been given by the institute. So if you want to correct this, like by mistake you have not submitted e-diary for a fortnight and it has got auto submitted as leave. So what you have to do is you have to request your principal to ask for correction. So when your principal logs in into e-diary, now suppose for January F1 you did not fill the e-diary. That is from 1st Jan to 15th Jan, it has got counted as leave. So you will have to request your principal to log in into his e-diary dashboard. And there in his e-diary dashboard, he can see your name, and across your name, he will be able to see it for January F1, it is showing as leave. So in that, he will get an option as ask for correction. So once he clicks on that fortnight, that is 1st January to 15th January, that fortnight, again, it will be diverted back to you and then you can fill it again. So once your principal clicks on ask for correction, you will have 7 days time. So within that 7 days period, you will have to make the correction and you have to resubmit that e-diary. And after you resubmit the e-diary, again, principal will have 7 days time to approve the e-diary. However, please note that in one fortnight, only one time, this is only one time opportunity per fortnight. So in one fortnight, only once you can avail this opportunity. That is, if you have missed filing the e-diary of one fortnight, you can request only once your principal to ask for correction. You can ask your principal only once to send it back to you to ask for correction. And then you can resubmit the e-diary. So if any of you have not filled e-diary for any fortnight, please approach your principal and ask them to ask for correction so that it will be diverted back to you. And then please write the details correctly and submit it back again. And once you submit the e-diary to the principal will be able to log in into his dashboard, and for him 2 options will be available. That is, either approve the e-diary entries that you have submitted or ask for correction. So in case your principal feels any correction is required in the data that you have filled, he can click on ask for correction and then those entry will be sent back to you. Then based on your discussion with your principal, whether it's in written mode or whether through any verbal discussion, you will have to change the details and you will have to submit it back within the 7 days. And after you submit it back, the principal will have again 7 more days time, and then he will have to approve it within the 7 days time. And now coming to the deadline. So after you submit the e-diary, the principal will have 1 month's time, that is up to 2 fortnight time to approve the e-diary and also ask for correction. And suppose if the principal asks for correction, you will have to resubmit it back within the 7 days. And then once you submit it back, the principal will have to approve it within the 7 days time. And also one more thing is, suppose you submitted the e-diary to the principal and the principal will have 1 month time, right? That is 2 fortnight time. Within this 2 fortnight time, if the principal doesn't approve it, it will be auto approved in the system. And one more important query was, some student had entered the termination date and they were facing some queries relating to this. So if any student, like suppose completes an articleship 1 year in one firm and then they take a termination and then they start articleship again after few days in another firm, only then the termination date has to be entered. And please be very careful while entering the termination date, because once the date is entered, you will not be able to change that date. Suppose you did your articleship up to 31st March in firm A, and then from After 1 month, you got suppose in another firm. That is from 1st May, you did articleship in firm B. So what happens is up to 31st March, you will be able to file your articleship details under firm A's principal. And then for the month of April, you will not have access to E-Diary. Because in this month, you are not undergoing any articleship. Then again from 1st May onwards, you will be able to access the E-Diary and you can fill the entries under the principal of the firm B. So please be very careful while entering the termination date. Because many times it was noticed that students wrongly enter the termination date. So only if you are leaving one firm and then joining another firm, only that time you will have to enter the termination date. So before entering the termination date, once please confirm with your principal. And many students had many technical problems also. Like the portal was not opening, data is not getting uploaded, or you are not able to type in the data. There were many of these technical issues. So many students had queries as to whom to contact for these type of queries. So in the next slide, I will provide you with the 3 email IDs which was given by the ICAI. So these are the 3 email IDs. If you are having any queries relating to E-Diary or any technical issue while submitting E-Diary, you can write to any one of these email ID and you will get a response within 24 hours. So please note down these email IDs. And as I mentioned earlier, you can watch the demo video also on how to file the E-Diary. I have provided the link in the description below. So that's it guys for this video. Hope this video cleared all your doubts about the ICAI E-Diary guidelines and FAQs. So if you found this video helpful, please like and share the video. And also subscribe to my channel for more CA related updates and guidance. All the best for your articleship journey and I will see you all in the next video.